But they snubbed a lot of good movies and gave way too much praise to... Okay. It's unfair of me to say this. I haven't seen Grand Budapest Hotel, but I haven't seen it because it looks so painful, and I've heard that it's not as bad as it looks. But Wes Anderson really pains me most of the time, with two exceptions, and it's because his work is supposed to be so charming, but it's so cold and lifeless and dull and inhuman.
It's kind of like if...
It kind of hurts. I can't stand it.
His films feel like if Stanley Kubrick tried to make directly oriented to kids movies.
Yeah. Which
I
should love.
It has like a whimsy to it, but the whimsy doesn't feel heartfelt.
Exactly, because if anyone can buy childish whimsy, it's me. I'm like eternally 2 years old in my heart. I have like an insane collection of kids' movies. But
the two films that actually were able to capture that were The Fantastic Mr. Fox and
Moonrise Kingdom, one of which is based on a children's book and one of which is about kids.
Yeah, so
Wes
Anderson, stick to adaptations because we like them better.
And I liked those. That's the other thing. I don't love those movies even when I should.
Yeah.
But I like them. They're not physically painful.
Yeah.
Like, it's
his style is a little too self-indulgent.
It's not even that self-indulgent, because I can buy that. I'm a sucker for, like, really stylistic stuff.
Oh, and his cinematography is amazing.
He's heartless. And not him as a person. But his work is heartless and cold, and it's just so not compatible to anything human. Like, they might as well...
yeah, there was, like, a disconnect for me once the movie The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou came out. I thought the movie was incredibly boring, and I was completely shocked because, like, it's a take on Moby Dick. And also it's about espionage and action and all this kind of stuff, and somehow he makes it boring.
Yeah, and for me it was The Royal Tenenbaums, which is... It's set up like a kid's book.
Yeah.
Not like a picture book, but like a kid's book, like a chapter book. And that's when I really realized he's just like so fundamentally like doesn't understand how human beings work or feel or interact with each other at all. Like,
which is
it's just so dead in... Like, I would almost say, like, they might as well be puppets, except for I think I would get a lot more warmth and personal feeling out of that, quite honestly, because I like puppets. But it's more like, if you see commercials with, like, just automatons. Ooh. Like, it's like a bunch of automatons trying to imitate human emotions, except for not nearly as interesting. Like, it's just that dead for... Like, it hurts me inside. I can't stand it. It just, like, sets me on edge, and I can't deal with it. And there was a kid in one of my old class who said, like, anybody who doesn't like Wes Anderson must be an original hipster.
Yeah.
And if you want to think that's
apparently
fine.
what I got labeled as.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I really don't care because I can't help how, like, in my gut, he makes me feel.
Like half of his body of work. I
like two things, and that's it. And it's okay.
I like his first film, Bottle Rocket. I also like Rushmore. I think there was one more that I liked, but I mean, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom, but
Moonrise Kingdom worked because they were kids.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I think he has potential. I think some of his films are a little too self-indulgent, and while I haven't seen The Grand Budapest Hotel, which I will see,
I'm gonna make you watch it without me first, and you can tell me if I can, because I seriously don't want to sit through it.
Yeah, I heard it isn't as bad as people might think it is. That being said, wow, this year was both...
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
I felt more life and soul from Under the Skin than Royal Tenenbaums.
Ooh, I even though I haven't seen the movie, just watching the one scene, the suicide scene, I totally disagree with you.
the scene where I really thought this was the scene where Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh, he also hires a bunch of actors I really don't like. I hate Owen Wilson.
You hate the Wilson brothers, don't you?
No. I'm fine with the other one.
Luke Wilson?
Yeah, Luke Wilson. I'm cool with. It's Owen Wilson. I just can't not stand him, and he's in everything, and I hate it. Yeah. But there's
originally Luke Wilson was apparently supposed to be the star, and then his brother took over.
Ew. Luke Wilson, I'm cool with. He's fine. Yeah. But there's a scene with Luke Wilson and Gwyneth Paltrow, and they're talking about how Luke Wilson is in love with Gwyneth Paltrow. Mm. Like, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about love. Yeah. Supposedly. If you look at their... Like, if you had it on mute, you would have no idea. And when you turn it on and you just hear the way they talk to each other, it's just boring.
I'm gonna watch the movie.
Except for love is supposed to
I'm gonna watch the movie, and if I disagree with you, we'll probably make a podcast on it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, at least the ending of Under the Skin sort of pretends to say something, kind of ish. It's nothing new, but it's sort of there. And at least there's the scene where she's looking for her vagina. No. That's hilarious. That was actually funny.
Okay, well,
that was
spoilers.
Funny.
You know, I mean,
I don't know how you can spoil that part.
I guess, but I listen to our Under the Skin episode. Yeah. Listen to my Under the Skin episode. I don't think that we talked about it.
No, it was you.
Yeah, it was just me. Listen to that, and if you've seen the movie, comment, because we like hearing comments.
Yeah.
You know, if you disagree with us, please let us know. Because I like having fights with people, but I also like hearing other people's opinions. Sometimes I'm able to look. Sometimes I'm able to look at something with a different light, even though I don't like it. Yeah. I can appreciate it in a different level if somebody gives me a tidbit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the only way people can grow. You're not going to learn anything or grow if you only surround yourself with opinions you agree with.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
You're just going to stay in the same place forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Wes Anderson. But Wes Anderson, the Grand Budapest Hotel went with all the sort of, like, quote-unquote throwaway things, and then Birdman went home with all the important stuff, pretty much.
Yeah.
And pretty much everyone else only went away with a couple things. Selma got one thing.
Selma got Best Original Song.
Yeah. Imitation Game got Best Adapted Screenplay. Whiplash got Best Editing and Music and... Oh, Supporting Actor.
No, it didn't get Best...
No, Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, it got Best Supporting Actor. It got
Editing and Music Mixing. And that's it. That's
Sorry, I was... Sound mixing, not music mixing.
Yeah, sound mixing.
Sorry, I got confused because, you know, the...
Right, and then Boyhood only got Best Supporting Actress.
What kind of original score again? Oh, no, it was the Wes Anderson.
Yeah, it was the fucking bleeding. I was literally, like, plugging my ears while that was happening. I know this is super disrespectful, but, like, I was literally plugging my ears because I hate it so much, and it went on for forever. But then, and then Theory of Everything got Best Actor. Gone Girl didn't get anything. Nightcrawler didn't get anything. Lego Movie didn't get anything, even though they had a kick-ass... Oh, that was a fun performance. That was, like, a rave performance. Because really Tegan and Sarah... I loved their cover anyway, but seeing Tegan and Sarah there was awesome, and dancing was awesome, and I think I saw Alex Wong in there, and that was awesome, and then the Lost Islanders...
Hey, tell the audience who Alex Wong is, because, me, I had no idea
Alex
who
Wong,
this person is.
He was a competitor on So You Think You Can Dance, and he was a ballerina who did one hip-hop number that was so amazing that, like, now he's just a hip-hop dance. Like, people keep hiring him to do hip-hop. Because he did one thing his first time, and it was amazing. It's called, it was Alex Wong, Twitch, Get Out of Your Mind. Like, look it up. It was awesome. It was so cool. And not the Ellen one. I mean, the Ellen one was funny, but, like, that's not the one. Obviously. Ellen is not Alex Wong. And then the Lost Islanders, I Just Had Sex.
The Lonely Island.
The Lonely Island were there, and Batman was there, and he did his song.
Believe that
was great.
I do believe it was...
I think it was, but they never came out and said, so I'm not 100%.
Will Arnett, I think it
Will
was.
Arnett, yeah, was Batman in the movie.
Yeah.
I want to say that was him, but it was still awesome.
Yeah, please confirm this for us, because I could have sworn that was Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, but we didn't see him anymore.
His chin...
Yeah.
His chin is very, very unique, and I think it might have been him.
So that was that's the happy. Happy come along if you feel like it was that song of this year, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it was the fun song.
Much better. Yeah, I was just like rave out.
Yeah, that and Selma were the best performances. Unfortunately, Selma's
Gaga.
Oh.
And Neil Patrick Harris, and for all the boring ones that I totally, at least they were so boring I don't remember them. They weren't so bad that I can't stand them.
This year,
but the other ones were fantastic.
Though. Because oftentimes,
no, just musical numbers.
Yeah, but the show itself
was much more interesting than it's been in a long time.
Oh,
and I think a lot of those creative decisions, like having a lot more music in it, came from Neil Patrick Harris.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back next year.
And
that has happened a couple times.
Him being gay.
Yeah, first time we've actually seen Neil Patrick Harris
talk about
as a gay man.
Yeah,
perform other than
film.
Hedwig.
Yeah, and I mean,
the Angry Inch.
He's openly out. Everybody knows it. But he sort of has this personality he wears, and when he's in that personality, he never talks about himself being gay. Ever, ever, ever. Yeah. And then immediately, he sees this picture of two guys kissing, and he's like, oh my stars. Ooh. Yeah. And then he makes jokes about Channing Tatum. And then he comes out with one of those mini cans of Pringles stuffed in his tighty whities, which was really weird.
Here's the thing. We saw Gone Girl. We know. We know what you're packing. And it's definitely not what you came out in.
Yeah. Agreed. But it's fine, whatever. It's the Oscars. Why not? Go ahead, put a couple socks in your trousers. I don't care. It's funny, whatever. But it was refreshing to see him not playing a straight dude.
Yeah, it was.
Because we see that I really would much. I wish he would do it more.
Yeah, because
it feels more natural. It's just kind of finally you said it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm being given something false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because besides the fact,
I mean, Zachary Quino can pull it off.
He can pull it off.
Harris can.
But it's different when we know for a fact because he's open about it, and that's great. But we know that this guy has a husband and 2 kids. We know he's not interested in fucking ladies. But why do we have to see that imagery all the time? Very graphically, most of the time. Why?
I'm almost curious if, they have a rule, as far as, performance and stuff goes, that, Neil Patrick Harris can't do that because that would be, some kind of violation.
But, why would that be? We don't really live in that age anymore.
I don't know. It might be a couples thing. Sarah Paulson only does, sex scenes with gay men.
Well, I mean... It sort of makes sense because she's a lesbian, I guess, but he does it so much. Yeah. And obviously in How I Met Your Mother, he did it for 8 years straight. Well, pardon the expression. Just why?
Talk about the stamina.
Yeah, but it's just I don't understand why. I don't understand the point. Well, we all know, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It would be really refreshing to actually see him make out with a dude or something.
Yeah.
His husband. I don't know. But it's just a little weird. And it was refreshing to actually see him it just seemed to fit him better.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, he just seemed to not be so stiff and a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, it felt like we were able to see Neil Patrick Harris for the good parts.
Yeah, he just seemed fun and comfortable.
We have gone on record on just shitting on Neil Patrick Harris, and this is this one thing.
Just so fake and awkward. And when I saw him on So You Think You Can Dance, he came across as really snooty and pretentious.
Yeah,
really snooty and pretentious. So I just kind of already had this thing though, he's probably a shitty person in person, but I've never felt like he was comfortable. And I actually felt like that at the Oscars of all places. Like, how weird is that? Where celebrities are at their most uncomfortable and like awkwardly straight edged.
Yeah.
He was just like comfortable. It was nice.
Speaking of comfortability, I'm surprised that we did not see a single person cry on stage. We did, however, see David Oyelowo and Chris Pine
crying a lot, and they should have been. I'm not saying that's bad, but they were crying so much.
Well, I could understand David Oyelowo definitely because he had to channel the Martin Luther King in the performance of Selma. But I was actually really kind of taken by Chris Pine just.
Well, we don't know where
tearing up.
Yeah, we don't know where people have been. You know.
Yeah.
You don't know how each person.
Yeah.
Individually on their own level relates.
It's
to
nice
something.
It's nice to see men cry.
Good. Yeah.
You know, because normally
and,
the
Chris
Oscars.
Pine is like a manly dude. I mean, he's kind of a pretty boy, but like he's always like a.
No, we did see women cry. I was like, is this the first year where we only saw men? No, but we did see wives cry. A couple, but
we did.
Yes.
Okay. I believe you. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. A lot more fun than it's been in a long time.
And I mean, I'm like pumped.
There's one thing I do like Neil Patrick Harrison. This is the first thing I've liked Neil Patrick Harrison since the thing that actually made me try to like Neil Patrick Harrison in the first place.
What's that?
Dr. Horrible.
Oh, Dr. Horrible's great. He
fit in Dr. Horrible very well.
Yeah.
And he's just never seemed genuine between then and now. And now he does, and I like it.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris, we want this.
Yeah.
Whatever you were doing tonight,
keep on doing that. It just felt genuine. It didn't feel like so contrived and fake. And it's not because he's straight, but he's always trying to play like something just way more than what he really is.
Yeah.
And it's not the musical thing either. It's not the fact that he does all this musical singing stuff, because even in his musical singing stuff, it was genuine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't feel phony. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. So
thumbs up. I really wasn't even looking forward to it. I was just like, ugh, good.
I had a feeling that he was going to perform something.
Yeah.
Just because, as a presenter, you're kind of
you know
have
what part
a
of it
task.
was. Part of it was too. He was cracking up sometimes.
Yeah.
It was fine. I was happy with it. I was just like, cool.
Yeah. Surprisingly, no super off-color jokes that made people feel awkward this Oscars, which we haven't seen in a while.
There was one joke that made you laugh insanely, though. What was it?
Oh, man.
It was something Neil Patrick Harris said, too.
Oh, he was talking about the lady's dress and how her balls were everywhere.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No, he was saying, oh, I really like that dress. It takes a lot of balls to wear a dress like that.
Yeah.
That was very funny.
Yeah, and I couldn't stop laughing because that dress made Cruella de Vil look tame.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say Cruella de Vil is because it looked like something. It looked like she took a whole bunch of. It was like the black
fur balls. Yeah.
Well, it looked like she took the ends of like poodle tails and like put them on her fucking dress.
But like it was a shawl where you can tell it does nothing to keep her warm or covered. No. It's like the netting is stretched so far that it's totally see-through, but then you have all these like little foofy poodle pom-poms.
Yeah. You'll probably see it in the worst dressed.
Oh, I'm sure.
For the Oscars, that will probably be the number one pick for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Scarlett Johansson, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
The Miley Cyrus haircut?
She's too old to try to be emulating Miley Cyrus. It's
and also, like, why?
Why isn't she redhead?
Like, Miley Cyrus, who? Like, everybody thinks Scarlett Johansson. It must be for, like, some kind of movie that we haven't seen, but, like, I don't know.
What? The only thing is Ghost in the Shell, and I even signed a petition to say she shouldn't be in it.
Yeah, well,
I'm damn proud of it, too.
Scarlett Johansson is the equivalent of a robot, so I see
they said in the Oscars, the talented Scarlett Johansson, and I was just like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is, she's hot. She's got a nice bod. She's got a pretty face, but there are a lot of more talented actresses than she is. And
yeah, like the director of Lucy said they had to work really hard to strip her of her personality.
how?
I was like, what personality? It sounded
Yeah.
like you had the perfect casting.
Yeah,
You wanted
exactly.
you wanted a hot woman with no personality to act like a cyborg,
Yeah.
and you picked Scarlett Johansson. It's perfect. You
Yeah,
couldn't have
we
done
see her
better
as
casting.
we see her as Black
What do you mean it
Widow.
was hard?
She's completely hollow.
God, I
a little
fucking
bit.
hate Black Widow
She's
now.
a little bit better in Captain America, but not much.
The character maybe, but I hate more than I've hated almost any other image of a woman really that I've seen like in mass circulation like that.
Yeah.
I hate the picture of her on Winter Soldier where it's just boobs. Like that's it. She just has the hair flounce and her arms are out in like this really awkward way, and her
at least
boobs
it's
are
better
out, and like
than
that's
like
it.
her ass, and she's kind of looking off to the side, like in the Avengers.
No, here's the thing. She's, even though in the Winter Soldier poster, she's off to the side,
Mm-hmm.
when I see that, she's the only thing I can see. She stands up that much because she's so awkward looking. In the
Yeah.
Avengers, I don't really notice her. She sort of fits in, and it's
I don't know,
fine.
she's taking out people with her crotch the whole movie.
God.
Yeah.
Couldn't even attempt a
Okay,
Russian
now
accent.
to clarify this, go ahead and watch the Avengers again, and watch when she's like fighting human guys, not the aliens. Almost every single attack ends with her crotch in the guy's face.
Also, shame on you, Joss Whedon, for writing Black Widow that bullshit when, like, your thing
Yeah,
is
strong women.
like strong, like superhero-esque female characters. Because
Yeah.
even in Firefly, you like they're all Zoe and River are like
And then-
superhero-esque,
and
and
then
then
he
you
tried-
have like the softer females, and that's
And
fine.
then he tried to, talk about how, oh, well, the character was written poorly in the comics. Well, movies
do it
don't have-
better.
yeah, movies don't have to be the comics.
No,
So going back to the Oscars,
Gwen Stacy was a much better female character
Yeah.
than Black Widow. That is sad and pathetic. And shame on you, Joss Whedon.
So going back to the Oscars, yeah, it was a great night.
Yeah, it was actually fun. As
Yeah.
much as I fumed out my ears
yeah,
a lot.
there-
For
there's-
me, it was the visual effects, and it was Dan Gilroy getting snubbed on Nightcrawler. The script from a first-time director that was that fucking amazing that even though they tried to snub the film, they couldn't ignore the screenplay.
people.
4.5 star. my
Birdman
ass.
was getting a lot of love tonight.
Because it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Cinematographer, Best Script. Not Best Actor or Supporting Actor. Didn't have any nominations for Actress or Supporting Actress, which was surprising now that I think about it. So, I mean, they went home with the most important ones. The ones that
Yeah.
actually mean anything. So, because most of the awards, you kind of get so you can, but the winner of, like, Grand Budapest Hotel can say one, I don't know if this is the right number, but like say 6 Academy Awards. But they won't specify which ones. Because
Right.
audiences don't really care about that. But Birdman got the ones that they'll put on the DVD cover. One award for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay. They'll put that on the front of the cover.
Well, the best picture winner
But especially
always,
Best Picture. Yeah.
Well, the best picture winner always gets whatever
And
it was
you know what's
nominated
funny?
for on the cover.
You know what's funny? I came out of this movie saying, yeah, I liked it. It wasn't Best Picture of the Year or anything, but it was okay. What do I know?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, Palme d'Or is better anyways.
Sure.
Yeah.
I really wanted
The
to
Palme
see the
d'Or is
Critics'
the
Choice
Cannes
Award.
winner
No,
anyways.
yeah, I know.
I'm just
No,
letting people
sorry,
know.
I'm sorry.
So,
Yeah, I really wanted to see the Critics' Choice Award because I'd actually never seen it before. I didn't even know about it until this year.
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Critics' Choice
I
Award,
wanted to see it.
as
Oh.
much as I like appreciate the Critics' Choice Award, it's more Oscars than the Oscars as far as their choices. Like
Oh,
some of the they
Okay,
go
maybe it's better
for
I missed it.
they go for almost the most obvious picks. Like I could probably play a drinking game too. The type of movies that they pick for each one.
One thing we haven't talked about is my least favorite segment of every Oscar, no matter what. the In Memoriam.
I thought it was really good.
It was very good. Oh, the other thing that was great about the Oscars was I loved all the styling options.
Yeah.
Every bit of styling looked great.
Great
Slightly
design.
Wes Anderson-y, but very good.
No, great design. Like, a lot of things look drawn.
Yeah.
And digitally enhanced, and that was a
I
really
love production
interesting
design. They
stylistic.
put like all the little objects. Like that was
Yeah.
great. I loved with editing. They had the little cutouts of all the different scenes. They did try to like draw in different things, and then like with the script, they tried to. Oh, they made all these new like sort of pop art, but in a good way. Posters of all these movies I'd never seen before. The one for Boyhood was very good.
Oh yeah, it was like a hand drawn different
Yeah.
stages of life, which I would love to see.
I can't believe how much that got snubbed.
I would love to see a Boyhood DVD cover that has that. Just
me
because
too.
I'm not a big fan of just the boy lion looking in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the In Memoriam was a lot of. It always feels like a lot of people, but this year it really seemed like a lot of people, which was sad. Shame on me. Somehow, I don't know how this is possible. I seriously don't know how, especially after I've seen her in person.
Hmm.
But I had no idea Maya Angelou died. I had no idea.
Yeah. To me, some of the people who stuck out the most were Mike Nichols, the director of The Graduate, and he also directed a wonderful TV movie, Angels in America.
Yeah, and he came at the very end.
Yeah, he came at the very end, which I was surprised.
Yeah,
because
but
Robin
it fit
Williams.
Well. Yeah.
Robin Williams was who I was expecting to be at the end.
I was too. And of course, Robin Williams, of course. Yeah. And then
H.R. Giger.
H.R. Giger was
Lauren
the other one I was
Bacall
going to say.
is another one.
Yeah.
There were so many people this year. It's
I
one of the longest in memorandums.
Yeah,
in memoriam. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. I was sad to know that Edward Herrmann died. I didn't know about that. I knew Richard Attenborough died, but I wanted to not believe it, so I was sad to see that too.
Yeah. Well, the In Memoriam always has people that you wish had stayed around a little bit longer, because guaranteed, if Richard Attenborough lived just a little bit longer, he would have had some kind of cameo performance in Jurassic World.
Yeah. And it was I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. It's more people than I'm used to.
No, it was a significant.
And a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed from their drawings, I mean, they did kind of draw everybody a little bit younger, but it seemed like a lot of 20-somethings.
A lot of people in their highlight.
Including Robin Williams.
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't as much, but it seemed like a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Like 20s. I don't mean like not super old. I mean like it seemed like a lot of young people. But it's more people that I recognize than I'm used to.
One was the documentarian that was killed by ISIS.
Yeah. Which I was kind of surprised to see there, but I'm glad that they had it in there.
Yeah. I'm really going on to recognition for something that we're not surprised. I mean, that we're surprised to see is Citizen 4 winning. One of the things that
You're surprised.
Well, I was surprised because documentary for the last couple years has pissed me off, because the films that deserve to win, that like really had a message to push last year, it was Act of Killing, and the year before that was
Oh wait, wasn't it 20 Feet to Stardom?
Something like that. Yeah, I think so.
That was last year.
Yeah.
It was 20 Feet to Stardom. Or it's 20 Feet from Stardom.
Yeah, and Exit Through the Gift Shop got snubbed.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was still a long time ago.
I still get mad at that one because that movie is it's amazing. So overall, yeah, I'm other than a few upsets and a few surprises.
The experience was fun, but the choices from the Academy, who seriously couldn't even watch all the films.
Yeah, I mean, shame on the Academy for not being responsible enough to invest in watching a lot of the films, especially animated feature department.
Yeah. So, I mean, thank God it was as entertaining as it was, or else I would have just been pissed and miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
Because, they just did...
It was way better than the Golden Globes.
That's true. I was just sitting fuming and angry the entire time.
Yeah, and other than a couple off-color jokes about Bill Cosby and North Korea, Golden Globes were kind of
I liked Michael Keaton's speech, and I liked Jack Black's speech, and that was it. I can pick out 2 moments.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right, well, thanks for listening to All Walks of Film. Signing out.